I've been offering a series of Feldenkrais classes for neck and shoulder health, mobility, well-being. So I'd like to look into the neck mobility from a very mental point of view, the way we describe this movement in anatomy class. So we look at the vectors of possible movement. Of course, in real life, we use them in many different combinations. So let's just make some mental order. Neck mobility. Okay, so one way you can move your neck, and we're thinking about the spine, right? The cervical spine, which is these vertebrae that form the neck, the hard parts that have mobility, that have joints between them, the vertebrae, and the rest of the soft tissues in the neck, all the rest of it moves along and is kind of more stretchy and flexible. So, how does the cervical spine move? One clear direction is forward or down, forward and down, and then backwards and up. So if you think of the shape of the spine, it curves, it rounds itself when you lower your gaze, let's say, lower your head forward and down, and it shortens or creates an inverse curve, what we call extension. It extends, you arch your neck when you look upwards or lift your nose. Okay, so this is one direction on this forwards and backwards direction, and we call it flexion and extension. Okay, so you can just take a look at this and try to make it very pure. So you're not turning, you're not doing anything else. You're just moving forwards and backwards. Imagine the shape of the neck, the spine in this part, rather small vertebrae, and how they change. Oh, the movement in the joints between the vertebrae. You move forwards and backwards. Okay, one direction, very useful. We use it all the time. The other, the other vector, if we think of the four cardinal directions, is left and right. So, which means tilting your head. You're still looking forward. You're just curving the spine left and right. Not forward, not turning. Just create a sideways curve. Okay? Do this for a little while and just a small part of the possible movement. Don't force it. Don't try to stretch or get to the extreme. Keep it soft. And you notice, probably, most people would notice differences between the sides. Just figure out how you do this movement in one direction and in the other, what it feels like if you try to keep it, again, very pure, just this direction, sideways, side bending. This is called officially lateral flexion. Do it a few times, keep your gaze forward. See if you're doing the same to both sides. And if you can notice, detect some small differences. Okay, and the rest, the third vector of possible movement that the neck has between each two vertebrae is turning. We call it rotation. And again, we use it all the time. But take a look at it in the purest, cleanest way possible. So you're not looking downwards, you stay on the same level of horizon with your gaze. And you turn a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Compare the sides. Again, keep it soft, make it easy. Don't go to the extreme so that you can actually notice small details. And again, you may notice differences between the sides. Just pay attention. Let the information sink in. This is an exploration. It's not an exercise. We're absorbing information and trying to get the small details of the movement and the small differences between the sides. Okay, this is it. This is what I wanted to look into with you today. So, three possible directions of movement of the neck. Forward and backwards, we call it flexion and extension. Left and right, we call it side bending or lateral flexion, and turning, officially called rotation. Maybe you got some new information, you're feeding your nervous system with information, it becomes wiser and makes better choices. Always a good idea. Bye-bye.